Don't ever laugh as a hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in a big white sheet, from your hair down to your feet. They put you in a big black box and cover you up with dirt and rocks. And all goes well for about a week, and then your coffin begins to leak. And the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, the worms play pinnacle on your snout. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose, they eat the jelly between your toes. A big green worm with rolling eyes crawls in your stomach and out in your eyes. Your stomach turns a slimy green, and pus pours out like whipping cream. You spread it on a slice of bread, and that's what you eat when you're dead. And the worms crawl out, the worms crawl in. The worms that crawl in are lean and thin. The ones that crawl out, they are fat and they're stout. Your eyes fall in and your hair falls out. And the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. They crawl all over your dirty snout. Your chest caves in and your eyes pop out, and your brain turns to sauerkraut. They bite their friends and their friends too. They all come down to chew on you. And this is what it is to die. I hope you had a nice goodbye. Did you ever think as a hearse goes by that you may be the next to die? And your eyes fall out and your teeth decay, and that is the end of a perfect day.
Welcome back, everyone. We have returned, and we are going to kick back in with the aftermath of the ritual that's just happened. Jessie and Mora has just transformed Constacia / Gunter Hildebrand, has taken them away to recoup and get their senses back. This leaves the four of the coterie of death still within the ritual room. Is there any discussion the four of you would like to have together, or are you going to end things for the night, kind of like, do your hunts if you need to and whatnot? What's the plan? How are we moving forward?
Franny, did it work?
Yes. Let's go to your place and have a discussion, shall we?
Sure. Yeah, I gotta eat anyway, so eat on the way.
Okay. So, the four of you, if anybody would like to feed on the way to the settling lofts, give me your hunting rolls, please.
I don't remember what mine is.
It's in blood and XP.
Yeah.
Oh, blood XP. That old tab. Yeah, I just clicked that.
Mm-hmm.
And what did that do? Did it come up?
Jesus. All right.
Oh, modifiers, right?
Francisco, are you going to feed or no?
Nope.
Okay. First things first.
How many do I need to get to feed?
For this, the difficulty is quite high just because it's in the middle of the night. It's in a fairly well put together neighborhood. And your feeding preference is quite difficult, Dr. Daniel. So I'm going to say you find you managed to get one hunger off from someone. You managed to find somebody that fits your type, not quite your type, more of a mad preacher on the street that talks about how corrupt the politics are. So they are somewhat politically affiliated. So you managed to drink some from them, but it doesn't quite satiate you. So that's why it's only one hunger.
Yeah, I prefer something else.
Christoph, what is your predator type actually? Just out of
I
curiosity.
think I'm alley cat.
Alley cat. All right. The alley cat attacker strikes again in the middle of the Munich streets around your apartments, grabbing someone, biting into them screaming in pain, but you're quite adept at holding their mouth. You manage to take 2 hunger off.
And then I tell him to forget, of course.
Of course. And Jessie, what's your predator type?
Extortionist.
Remind me how that works again.
So I basically use fear and intimidation, either subtle or blatant. I'm assuming because it's a messy critical, subtlety's gone out the window. So I'm very spooky, blatantly.
What this will be is what Oblivion powers do you have?
Including the rituals or just the powers?
Just the powers, just the disciplines. Oh, you're muted.
Ashes to ashes.
So that's the only one you've got. What other disciplines do you have?
I have 3 in aspects, 1 in fortitude, and the 1 in oblivion.
Yeah, okay, that doesn't help me at all. All right. Okay. All right. You intimidate an individual, bite into them. They yelp for a moment, but upon seeing you there, they back away. As you remove your fangs from their neck, that's when you notice where the fang marks are. Their veins have crisscrossed around the fang marks, seeming as if the power of your oblivion has gone through the kiss and has caused some detrimental effects that will be brought up later on down the line. But they run away as soon as you let go of them.
Muted.
Oh, muted.
I'm just wondering if I should drain them.
Up to you.
Well, whereabouts are they?
I'm gonna say it's near a club somewhere, in an alleyway near a club.
Are there any security?
Yeah.
Go on, a stain's not that bad.
It's not the stain I'm worried about. Because I can clean up my mess, but if there's like a security camera like looking at me, then I can't really do that. All right, I guess I'll just take myself to 1 hunger and I'll deal with this issue later. If there was no security cameras, this would have gone very differently.
Fortunately, there wasn't in the area that you were doing the bite, but when you let go, they ran off, and they've run into the streets where there are plenty of security cameras, and there are plenty of passers-by as well that would likely see you make any kind of rash actions.
But I've memorized their face.
Oh yeah, you've memorized their face, and they will be returning at some point.
I'm sure they will.
So, with that all done, the 4 of you end up at the settling lofts. Take it away.
How are you feeling, Dr. Daniels?
Still a bit hungry. I probably need to go get another snack after this.
All right, I just want to say that before we make any rash, angry advances on anyone, can we please try and get as much information out of them, and then you can go fire with your fiery rage next time. That would be
Right,
wonderful.
you're talking about that, yes.
Yes.
My bad.
I mean, I didn't think it turned out too badly overall.
Considering last time, vastly less messy.
I'm sure we'll be seeing them again in some context.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
So, that ritual. You see, call me paranoid, but are we certain that Constacia has been delivered into this body? How do we know if something else hasn't taken over?
Good point. Will we get to talk to her, Pam? Then?
It usually takes a day or so for her to wake up again. That's what happened last time. And it takes a little while for the person inside the body to start be able to communicate. Probably not as much this time because she has been awakened before, but last time it was a good few months before she was able to communicate at all.
Just don't mention like demons or anything around it. That really set her off that time. Remember, Franny told me about that.
Yeah.
How much do we know about this Constancia?
She's part of the family.
But how old are they? Why? How were they found? Why were they awakened now?
How much do I know, Chris? Because I can't remember.
Okay. I will need Jessie and Francisca to give me an occult plus intelligence check, please. Dr. Daniels, you'd have no clue, obviously.
I've no clue.
Christoph, you probably wouldn't even think about this or look into this. 4, 1. You, unlike the others in this room, you spoke with Constacia. Constacia told you that they were from Greece, that they were embraced by the Cappadocians, and that they were consumed during the feast. In, I think it was it 1443? Sounds right.
I can't remember the exact date, yeah.
The feast. The big feast where the Giovanni took over the clan Cappadocian. And that and specifically that Constancia is Mora's sire. Oh. Okay, how much is your law sheet in Decamden, Jessie?
I've invested 1 dot and then an additional 2 dots.
What are they? Are they on your character sheet, right?
Yes.
I'm just going to have a quick squiz over what they give you. So you might actually know some of this.
I mean, I have the names on there. I don't have the information, but I can tell you what they are.
Yeah, if you could, that'd be great.
All right. All right, I have Proud Child, which gives me, within any Hecata-controlled domain, haven, social gathering, I have an equivalent of 2 dots in status. And I have Corpse Sense, which is I get 2 additional dice for any pool investigating the cause of injury or death of a body, and at any time a nearby wraith can choose.
I'm going to give you that +2 on this roll.
Okay.
Because it just makes a little bit of sense considering your lineage.
And the promise was in 1528.
Yeah, so that was the promise, but the actual feast itself was obviously before that. Feast of Folly, I think it was called off the top of my head.
Yeah.
So
how do I roll just an additional
just give
2?
Just give me a willpower reroll with just 2 dice. Cool. Sorry. Continue. That's what you get, Francisco.
Now I'm trying to remember what we're talking about.
What you know about Constacia, I believe, is where we left things off.
I would let them know about that.
Quite an old one. Can I make some sort of roll to conceal Jessie's emotions, because this touches on something that kind of affects them?
Subterfuge plus composure. Yeah, subterfuge plus composure. And if anybody wants to try to see what Jessie's feeling, that would be an insight plus wits.
I love the glee in Chris's voice whenever they're like, "Ooh, you have to come to roll with each other."
We are even, Steven.
I'm going to say instead of having you guys roll off, I'm going to say I'm just going to choose the larger of the two dice pools, which is Francisca. Francisca, what exactly are you trying to conceal here, Jessie?
So at the mention of the Feast of Folly, that they were devoured, there seems to be an instinctual, almost primal rage that is quickly kind of frosted over and trying to be suffocated down so that it doesn't overcome them, but there is still some spiciness left over. There's that is something that they do not take fondly.
So that is what you notice, Francisco.
I believe that we can trust them, and that they will be here to support us in time to come. Because it's what we need.
Well, she must be quite strong to undergo all the challenges that she's faced, but I don't know. If I was in their position, I don't know if I would be strong enough to... Well, it doesn't matter. What matters is that she's forgiven. I'd hope so. Forgive me. Tender subject. You must admit it is a little awkward.
Do we know what happened?
I mean, yeah. Generally, Christoph and Francisca would know. Dr. Daniels probably doesn't have an idea about it, but you know the fact that the Cappadocians were eaten by the Giovanni. And Giovanni took over the clan for a very long time. And the Camarilla sided with the
Cappadocians and the Harbingers of Skulls went to the Camarilla for assistance, and the Camarilla purposely ignored them because the Giovanni were like, if you don't... that was when the promise was struck. If you don't interfere with our business, we don't interfere with yours. And so the Camarilla did not help them, which ended up with almost all the almost all of the Cappadocians being diablerized by the Giovanni kindred, or those Cappadocians being sealed away in a magical cave called Kaimakli, sealed in the depths of the underworld. But then, would they know about the Harbingers?
No.
Okay. That's what you know then.
Lord Drop, How much did Mother Andrew tell Fran about that as well? Like her part and why they're working together again?
I mean, the family have, like, the Hecata have all come back together, right? Like the family, they've decided, all these clans of death decided to go under one banner, under one bloodline, and it's all meant to be happy family moving forward.
And then Chris's evil face.
I thought you were going to say, and then Christoph delivered the urn to Asano instead of taking it to Mora.
Oh, maybe that's why Asano's missing.
Continue. Go ahead. I feel like there's discussions that need to be had, out in character, not out of character.
What do you two think? You've both been very quiet, and she looks at Dr. Daniels and Christoph.
Well, I don't know. We were just, the ritual worked.
It would be nice to see proof that it worked, and then obviously then I don't know, I guess if it worked, I don't know how, but we could send word to Mother Anja and try and get Jurgen back. Like if it works, and hey.
Yeah, Franny, did Mora have anything to say about Jurgen?
He did.
That wasn't just a yes/no question. You meant to elaborate on it.
I'm sorry, who is this Jurgen?
He was
He's a
part of
friend.
our coterie. Yeah, he's the friend.
Part of the family?
No.
Bit of an outsider like me.
He's our family, but he's not part of the family.
Yeah.
He got felled by the werewolf that struck me down.
Ah,
Mother was trying her best to save him. And without speaking to her directly, I can't be sure exactly what happened. But, I guess it's going to be a hard mission to get him back, if we can at all.
it's quite curious. Why would Mother Anja want someone not of the family, an outsider, to be brought back? Were they particularly powerful? Did they have any remarkable qualities that could assist in...
He was important to us.
Were they important to Mother Anja?
He was important to us.
Hmm. And now he's gone.
Gone with Mother Anja as far as we know, but Franny was hearing him.
Hearing
voice.
him.
Hearing him.
Yes. I just think I'm a little tired.
Here.
And I mean, look, it's been a couple months now. Something like having to travel with that urn. Getting that urn was one of the last things we did with Jurgen. So it makes sense.
Yes.
You need a bit more rest, Franny. Don't stress yourself out too much with this whole leadership thing.
I'm not. I think it's fake.
You shouldn't. You're in charge, but you got to take some time to relax.
Oh, did we want to tell them?
Yeah, I was going to. So, Marlo, was in charge of Alfredo's group, whatever they called again.
The Costa Nostra.
Yeah, he apparently run that himself.
He was part of that family, but he ran an out-of-town branch.
I am the Cosa Nostra.
You know the bluster of these crime families. They're always like that.
But I think we should do some research and actually see how much involvement he had in that.
If he's high up in the Cosa Nostra, if I said that right, what would that mean entirely? Like, would that mean he's not fit to be running this family?
He's definitely not fit to be running this family.
Well, yes, obviously, but in the eyes of not us.
Yes, Kieran.
Did we uncovered that Alfredo, part of the Cosa Nostra, is a lichen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. That's all I need for now. I mean, might mean he's got ties with lichens. That could be controversial.
Quite scandalous.
Of course, I wouldn't want to be seen to be undermining the new head of the family so soon after his appointment.
Yes, that would look like bad taste indeed. But we could, yeah, as you said, look into it and build up a portfolio of sorts.
Of course, you know, one of the strongest arguments for having either Francesco or myself in charge of the family was things would run smoothly with the Camarilla. If the Camarilla were to realize that the trouble they've been having with the lichens recently, this person who's come in from out of town has ties to these same lichens, that would certainly put a damper on his on his first couple of days. But maybe we hold that in our back pocket.
It's a good idea, Val.
Couldn't come from you, Dantas. Couldn't come from you. It didn't need to.
Couldn't come from me, but yes, it would unfortunately roughen the relationship between the family and the Camarilla, but then that's when you could step in and take place should things go south.
Franny, what do you think?
I am trying to think why the Anzanati have decided to put him in charge and why. And what is their goal here?
You know who I'm...
Yeah, carry on, go.
You know who I'm quite curious about, actually? Roman.
Oh, yes.
The way that he's always just...
Puppet
there.
Master.
He was not very good at the whole concealing his disgust for the both of you, and
Well,
he
better.
was basically suction cup to quite distasteful. Met many of those men in my club, but they take it to a different level.
Is he still around?
Yeah.
Yes. That time he went home, right?
Yes, why is he
Nice.
still here?
Because he is making sure that his little puppet is doing as he's told.
So Roman's the puppet master is what we're saying?
Correct.
So he also controls the lichens?
We don't know. We need to find out as much information as we can about Roman, about Marlowe, about the part with the lichens. That is your expertise, Christoph. It's finding information.
And in the meantime, I look like the enthusiastic trainee.
We literally have to play dumb right now. We have to not show any strength, neither of us. None of us.
Not you, Franny?
Nope.
Been appointed as a leader.
He's trying to schmooze me. He
Maybe you
wants
should
me
let
where
yourself.
he needs it.
Maybe you should let yourself be schmoozed, and then he might reveal more.
I'm ahead of you, Dr. Daniels.
Okay.
I'm working on it.
It's my sister.
But I don't want him to see that there is any strength. But we also can't do anything that would make them kick us out either.
Gonna walk a tight line then.
Yeah.
What peripheral research can we do on these people? So a plausibly deniable thing. What businesses have they invested in? What do we know if they have a particular appetite?
Business stuff, I assume.
I can have a look into that. There's certain ways that I can request information, public filings, that sort of thing. I can have a look, see what's there that in a way that won't look like it's out of place for management of Sisyphus. When you said appetites, I assume you meant business appetites, not
Any and all appetites, business appetites, their expenditures, but also if they have a particular weakness for.
Well, have you invited Marlowe to your club?
Not yet. I wouldn't want.
I imagine that might be a fast way to find out exactly what his appetites are.
It would be a very delicious way, but it would also be. I don't want to be crass, but what I will say is if I invite the man in, I feel like I'm going to get my whole club tested afterwards. He wouldn't leave us alone.
Yeah, fair.
But maybe I can persuade some of his lower staff to drop on by. Maybe they get a discount and come to, and I can extract some information from them or make them more malleable to listening to me, then plot them back.
So step one's gather information.
Yeah. I already have Sabine watching his movements, seeing who comes in, who comes out, watching Roman as much as she can. And she'll have everybody else watching at the same time.
I can go kind of get a feel for how some of the Camarilla folk are feeling about the situation. Just, put an ear to the wall, find out what people are saying and thinking. And as we get information, I could look at discreetly leaking the right bits of information to just kind of, put a little bit of doubt where it's needed.
Make sure it can't be traced back to us. Make sure you got a plausible second or third way for that information to get through.
Yes, I'll start making some connections.
Very well.
What else do we know about the Ensenadi, Chris? No, I was talking to you.
Other than the fact that they are the ones that run the family from Venice, probably not a lot. You know that they, even though the Hecata have come together from different bloodlines, it's still, the chamber is still all Giovanni. So it is what it is. But yeah, you don't know too much about them other than that. Kieran.
Is it Anzanati or is it Anziani?
I think it's Anziani.
Okay. I think we've had about 3 pronunciations
That's
tonight.
That's my
And I
fault.
was
Well,
just
there's
like-
3 faces of death. So
Oh,
there's
there we
3
go.
pronunciations.
Perfect.
There's also been lichens thrown around, and I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
nobody ever refers to them as lichens, but it's
Werewolves,
okay.
lichens, guru. It comes in 3s.
Rabid dogs.
How many dogs are there in Munich? Sorry.
Too many fucking dogs.
Do we still have need of that sarcophagus? Is it I don't know. Is it something that Constacia will need to be repeatedly dipped in for the rest of their life?
Yeah, Franny, is it a single-use item or is it?
Now, I'll remind you of the conversation that you had with Deciamora the night before. Deciamora didn't know if it was single use, presumed it was more than single use, but they also specifically said that it was constructed by Mother Anja to help bring Jurgen back. Now, obviously, Francisca, you know that that's probably not true. But Christoph and Dr. Daniels, well, you two might take Mora on their word on this.
Yeah, Franny.
Oh, sorry,
Mora-
Bunny.
Oh.
Before we...
Was everyone present for that conversation?
Everyone was present for that conversation.
Then I have something. Well, technically, Mora said that this would help us get Jurgen back, no? Then
Yeah.
I suppose we can bring the sarcophagus back to Schloss and he can give us back Jurgen. The item does as Mother Anja envisioned. Constancia's back, we get back Jurgen, and Schloss has his bauble back again. And everyone's so very happy once again.
Will he want to take back?
I think we're on the same track here,
Yeah.
Karen. The Jurgen being in the jar is only known by Francisca.
Yeah.
Didn't we have that conversation?
No, you talked about Jurgen and you talked about how
Yeah.
Francisca heard the scream, but she never confirmed that it was Jurgen in the jar.
True, yeah. And then we
So-
talked about how Jurgen's with Mother Anja. He asked where
Yep.
he was and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And
So-
we said that Francisca's having a headache, so she get some rest.
Let's rewind back.
But yes,
Christoph, I
straight
think
from
you
the
had something to
record.
say.
Yeah, so Franny, Mora said that casket would help us bring Jurgen back, but they weren't sure if it would be, one use and it's done. Do you know, could you tell afterwards if it could be used again?
I believe so.
All right. We'll keep that in our back pocket too.
I think if we really need some assistance, and I'm talking emergency level assistance, there is a contact that I can try to speak with, and I may get assistance from. There is no guarantee, but if I play my cards correctly and at the right time, I'm sure their favor would be significant. So if we need an oh shit button, then let me know and I'll see what I can do.
I appreciate any contingencies. We need to try and keep this as much in the dark as we can. they'll have people watching us at all times. But I trust you all. At least I want to.
With that, with an understanding between the four of you, is there any other discussions you all want to have as a group? Cool. Francisca, you will head off for the night.
Nope.
Oh, you're going to stay at the ceiling loft. Interesting. Dr. Daniels, Jessie, both of you head off. Go to your various havens. Jessie, for you, the Fruit of Persephone. Dr. Daniels, for you, your apartment.
What's the time?
It's nearly sunrise.
So this is us retiring. All right. Yeah.
My question, though, is does Jessie walk to the Fruit of Persephone, or does she take a ride with Dr. Daniels?
Well, if he's offering.
Well, I'm
By all means. As I say, I've got this car for the evening. Someone will pick it up during the day, so drop you off if you wish.
Gentlemen.
So, almost like we began the session, we come to another point where these two sides of this coterie are together. I want to know, without the ears of the others around, are there any more words spoken between either of these two lots of parties? Okay, we'll start with Francisca.
I'd say, Kieran, we're in trouble. They're both nodding.
Francisca and Christoph.
Fran will go and sit on the floor next to Christoph.
Christoph puts his hand on her shoulder. Hey, you gonna be alright staying here? You can stay in my room. I know you had some bad memories in the other room.
I'm really scared.
I know. This is big.
What if we don't make it through this, Christoph?
We'll make it through.
What happens to our family then?
We got each other, right? We'll make it through.
We need more than each other. The weight of the whole clan is on our shoulders, making sure this happens. I don't want anything that fucker says to get into your head, okay? We can't let him tear us apart. You know how he told you I was the leader? Well, he's trying to separate us, and I don't want that to happen. I'm onto him, and I need you to trust me.
We've
Do you
been
trust
through
me?
our thing. We've been through our things before, Franny. What happens when the chips are down?
This is different.
What happens when the chips are down, Franny? We have each other, right?
I don't know if what I'm doing is the right thing.
I don't know if what you're doing is the right thing either, but I got your back in any case. You and me.
Yeah.
Family.
On that note, we cut over to the vehicle as the Kingmaker and the Chamberlain are making their way to the Fruit of Persephone, where the Kingmaker is going to drop off Jessie.
Quite the evening.
Yes, it's always It's always eventful around these parts.
Hmm.
We had a quiet spell, but I feel like that's over now.
Well, you can call our family many, many things, but boring is not one of them.
No, I've never been quite as close to death as I have been with him, and yes, it oddly keeps me alive at the same time.
It's not very often that someone from outside the clans of death to take part in any sort of ceremony or ritual about death and entropy. That must have been exhilarating for you to see a kindred revived, resuscitated. I suppose it poses the question of whether final death is really so final.
Yes, no, it certainly was a first for sure. There's been I've seen a lot of weird things. Francisca, she does a lot of weird things I don't quite understand. I just kind of step back and just, okay. But,
No, they...
yes, I don't quite understand it all, but yes, it's something.
Would you like to
Would I like to what?
understand more?
I mean, it couldn't hurt given that I'm, involved with them and all that. It couldn't hurt to understand a bit more about what it's all about, what the family's about.
It's, it's a tricky thing. It's usually just family business. No one really on the outside is supposed to know what's going on, yet you seem to be the constant exception, which is quite intriguing.
Yes, I'm just waiting for the day where I overstep my boundaries. That's why I kind of just, when family business is happening, I tend to just kind of stay out of it. But I guess I was getting my foot a little bit too in it lately, but seem to be treating that fine line okay so far.
I do admire your wisdom and your audacity. It is rejuvenating, especially when you live in a mansion full of corpses, some of them literal.
I'm surprised this Marco Marlowe guy hasn't anything to say yet. When all this went down, I kind of assumed he wouldn't be pleased with me hanging about, but I'm still assuming that's coming.
There is still time.
He's still got plenty of time to ruffle feathers around here, and I have no doubt that I'll be one of those feathers.
Wow. I was actually wondering if you're brave enough or curious enough to maybe spend the night in the Garden of Persephone this evening, this dawn.
Spend the night in the Garden of Persephone. Now, what does this statement mean? It makes it sound like more than a place.
Well, where are we driving to, honey?
Your place?
What is my place called?
That.
Yeah.
But you make it sound like it is more than just a place of which you sleep.
Well, I mean, if you want it to be, I'm sure we can talk about it. But I just mean that, it's such a chore to drive all the way back to wherever it is you are when we will be reconvening. Wouldn't it be such a efficient time management to spend the night? I'm sure I'd feel so much safer. You defeated a lichen, after all. And the way you dealt with those anarchs, oh my.
Defeated a lichen. I don't know. If you heard Christoph the other night, it sounds like he defeated the lichen.
I know, I could only hear you.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
And maybe I can provide you some refreshment.
I am still hungry.
Oh, even better. It's up to you. Again, if you're brave and or curious enough.
Fuck it. Why not?
I'm so glad.
So, the two of you head to the Fruit of Persephone. Now, describe to me, Bunny, how the outside looks.
The outside of the Fruit of Persephone is, it is a very modern building, sleek and black with some golden trims. The windows, what little there are incredibly tinted, and usually there's some sort of red silk or satin, some sort of expensive material acting as curtains from within this tinted material, tinted windows. There's double doors, there's security cameras, there's usually bouncers and whatnot. The outside is, very, very gothic urban.
So, the vehicle pulls up to this place. Dr. Daniels, you are led to the front doors of the Fruit of Persephone. Now, Jessie, as Dr. Daniels goes through the threshold, it's when you notice in the alleyway nearby the Fruit of Persephone, the woman that you saw in the forest, poking their head out, just looking at you, giving you a little...
Make yourself at home, darling. I will be right back. Don't run away now. And then she'll go in that direction of the woman.
Mm-hmm. Before we go into that, what I want to know is when Dr. Daniels walks in, what exactly does he see when he walks in?
To say it's opulent and elegant and sophisticated would be a significant understatement. It is almost ostentatious with how rich everything is. There are furs and trophies of exotic animals on some of the walls. There is marble floors and pillars, some, that normal marble of the white and all that stuff, but some of them being black and gold. There's a lot of Greek mythology myth, or was it Roman? I can't quite remember, but it's a lot of vines and flowers and pomegranate seeds. That sort of motif kind of just snakes its way throughout the entire establishment. It is a big one, and there seems to be different zones of the establishment, each with a different taste being provided for. There is one that it seems like it's just a normal bar area, and then there's another room just off to the side. It's partially concealed and quite shadowy, and you can see some other instruments, blunt force and so on. And then from then on, it just gets more exotic.
So, Dr. Daniels, when you walk in and you see, what would Dr. Daniels' first instinct be upon entering? Or would Dr. Daniels just kind of awkwardly wait around the entrance?
Like, Jessie's still here. You say wait around the entrance.
Jessie told you to go in and we'll be in with you in a moment, and you've just kind of gone in.
Yep, I'll awkwardly wait, like, oh, yeah.
So, as Dr. Daniels awkwardly waits for somebody to ask him how the game was, you go down the alleyway, Jessie, where this lady in shadow is standing there. Once again, her dress is frayed, her skin is extremely pale, and she's got long black hair. And she just has her hands clasped in front of her, and she just tilts her head. She says, "Hello."
Good evening.
I see you've shut yourselves up with those two.
Times are strange. I'm sorry, who are you?
Oh, how dreadfully rude of me. My name is Eleanora Swansong. I had quite the interest in Mr. Giovanni about 6 or so months ago. He was a husk, an empty, devoid husk of nothingness. There was a hollowness within him. And it drew me towards him. But the more I watched him, the more I realized he was not who I'm after. Francisca, on the other hand, that one is very interesting. What is your read on them?
On Francisca? Well, that will depend, I'm not really in the habit of giving things away for free, especially with people I don't know that well. But I'm sure we can come to some sort of agreement.
Oh, I guess I was mistaken. You see, when I saw you, I remembered you. You may not look exactly the same, but I get a good sense of people. And I knew the emptiness inside of you. But if you've turned your back on your previous friends and previous family for this new family, well, I understand, and I will leave you to it.
You speak of something familiar, but I need to be certain. Speak plainly, and I may speak plainly back. Surely you understand how dangerous these nights are.
And that is why I'm not speaking plainly, my dear. We don't know who's listening.
Who do you think I am?
I think you are one of those many, many poor souls. Or you're from those poor souls that were cast away and joined the crusade to help satiate your revenge. And I am still on this crusade. But I understand if you are no longer. I will no longer darken your door. Goodbye. And she goes to turn around and walk away.
Don't.
She still turned, but she stopped.
It's been a while. And you're right, we can't speak plainly. Not here. Not yet. Visit me in one night's time. Back here. I'll invite you inside. We can have a conversation, and perhaps we can speak a little more plainly there.
See you around. She walks away into the darkened alley, disappearing behind the shadows.
Right. And then there's a moment where they're trying to perfect their synthetic smile, their porcelain, polite veneer. And then once they have calmed themselves, they will hesitantly go back into the building. Sorry about that. Thought I saw something, but it was nothing.
I can't tell whether your decorator is overpaid or underpaid. It's quite something.
Oh, I think I decorated it quite nicely.
In that case, underpaid.
Well, if you're still hungry, you'll have to play a game.
A game? You didn't tell me I was going to work for it.
It's not that bad. It's an exercise in trust.
Okay.
All you need to do is put a blindfold on, and I will procure some vintages. I will offer you one. Drink. Tell me how it tastes, if you detect any special notes. And we'll go from there. Anticipatory.
Can I trust you in this matter? Sounds very... goes both ways. You're asking me to trust. How do I know this isn't something?
Well, that's part of the game, isn't it? It's not trust if there's no leap of faith. But you don't have to do anything. You can decline, spend the dawn here, and be on your way. I force nothing on you, almighty Kingmaker.
You do know the words I like to hear.
Is that a yes?
Yeah, let's do it.
Wonderful. And she'll go and she'll procure a sensory deprivation, like blackout mask.
I almost feel as if the camera shifts to the point of view of Dr. Daniels. And as the mask is pulled over and things go dark, that is where we fade out for tonight's session of Styx and Bones. Thank you all so much for joining us for tonight. Before we leave you, we'll have our lovely coterie of death introduce themselves once again and where we can find them. So, starting with Christoph Giovanni.
I have played Christoph Giovanni. I'm Kieran, aka Caravan0. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Caravan0, usually streaming Monday nights and Friday nights.
Hi, I'm Novatorium. You can find me at that name. I played Franny for you today. I don't know for how long though.
I'm Jono. I played Dr. Daniels, or everybody's toy, apparently. I'll see you next time.
And I'm Satanic__bunny, and I played Jessie Hill for you all today. You can find me on Twitch at Satanic__bunny and on Twitter at SatanicBunny2. I cover most Water Darkness stuff and soon to be Baldur's Gate 3 content.
Yay!
Nice.
And I was your storyteller, unemployed writer. You can find me here at Roleplay Nights. See you all next time. Goodbye, everyone. And cut. All right.
I have to say, from having played in